this week's parsha, we learn a great deal about Avraham Avinu, Abraham, our patriarch, the individual that brought God's name into the world by educating people about God and inspiring them to follow in His ways. Abraham was tested several times in his life with his faith, and the greatest test of all is found in this week's parsha with the binding of Isaac, the Akedah Yitzchak, where he was told by God, I want you to go ahead and bring your son Isaac Yitzchak as a sacrifice on Mount Moriah. And he was basically given a choice between his faith and his son. And either he was going to go through with his faith and have a dead son, or have a living son and fail with his faith. A terrible, terrible test, or not terrible in the sense, but it was a terrible choice. But Abraham summoned the faith to do that, and he was about to do it when God finally told him, of course I did not want you to kill your son, of course not. I just wanted to see the level of your faith. And he passed the test, and Abraham and Yitzchak went home after that story. What's interesting to note is the place in history that the Akedah Yitzchak, the binding of Isaac, has. Throughout our holiday services, for example, we pray to God that He remember us as the descendants of Abraham and Yitzchak, Abraham and Isaac, who were participated in the test, and not only participated, but were able to overcome the test of the binding of Isaac. Now, the question I want to raise is what makes this story so unique? After all, Jews throughout history were given a test with their faith, and many times they chose to give up their lives for their faith. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one, was a declaration of faith that many of them said before they went to their deaths. They preferred to die rather than give up their faith. So what made Abraham's story so unique in history? And I think this tells us a great deal about the importance of starting an initiative, being the first to do something. Because Avraham Avinu, Abraham, our patriarch, was the first one to demonstrate such faith in the world, such faith in God, so much commitment to God in this world. And afterwards, after Abraham was the first one to take the initiative, it became much easier for everybody else. And that should be a great lesson to us, because many times we think of the choices that we have in life, and we just look at it in our own narrow scope. Will I do this or do that? And you never know how everlasting an impact it can have onto others in society. Folks, throughout our lives, we are challenged with different tests. Let us remember the lesson of Abraham. Let us remember how when we take an initiative to do something, we're not just affecting ourselves. We can be affecting history and generations to come by the mere decisions that we make in our lifetime. Have a wonderful Shabbos.